Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now guys. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Are you guys able to see my screen guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see my screen guys? Please let me know. Okay. All of you. No, getting you clearly. Okay, I'm visible to you guys, but the screen is not visible. Okay, no issues in that, guys. I'll just go further with something else. No issues in that. Save, update layout, present, and screen share. Screen share right over here. Now I think so everything should be visible to you guys, right? Now I guess everything should be visible to you guys, right? Okay, great. Awesome, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we'll start by just a quick round of revision, guys. So, you guys let me know what have you studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Could you guys let me know what have you studied in our yesterday's class? Could you guys let me know what have you studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Okay, so we learned about function, we learned about JavaScript basic, console, rules, functions, variables. We learned about like how to take up in input, that is through prompts itself. We learned about alerts. Anything else, guys? Anything else that we studied about in our yesterday's class? Anything else that we studied about in our yesterday's class, guys? Please let me know. Undefined, we studied about undefined. Okay, we studied about calling Lucy. That's great. Shift plus enter. Good. We learned about snippets, spacesuits, use of console. Good, guys. Amazing. DPNCA. Do you guys remember DPNCA, guys? Please let me know. Do you guys remember the short form DPNCA? Please let me know, guys. Remember DPNCA, guys? Please let me know. Good. See, these are some of the short forms that you need to remember on a daily basis. Okay, these are very important right over there, guys. That is the reason why I'm teaching you guys that, right? So in today's class, guys, without wasting any time, we will start the main thing that we are here to learn. That is React.js, right? Our main goal is to learn React.js right over here, guys. And that is what we will be starting right over here, guys. So it will be pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty straightforward, guys. You will not be having any kind of issues as well. Just make sure that you guys are paying close attention to what you're learning in today's class. Along with that, guys, in today's class, we'll be having two attendances. One of the first attendance I'll be taking up in the next 5 minutes itself. Okay, so be ready for that as well, guys. So if you guys are filling up the first attendance and you're missing out the second attendance, guys, you will still not be able to get your certificates. Okay, you have to fill both the attendances to get your certificates. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. If you're filling your first attendance, you are missing out on the second attendance, then still your total attendance for today will be zero. Okay, you will not be able to get your certificates itself. So make sure that you are able to fill up both the attendance in today's class, guys. Okay, so let's continue from right over there, guys. Okay, let's continue from right over there, guys. Okay, so first we'll try to understand what is React.js. So let me just open up your chat section on my mobile phone, guys. Where is my okay? So let me just open up your chart section on my mobile phone so that I'm able to see you guys as well. So yes, I'm able to see you guys. Let's first start by answering the question, what is React.js? So let's search upon it on Google. Okay, let's search upon it on Google itself. Okay, we'll go here, we'll open up React.js, guys. React.js. I'm just searching out React.js. The second link, as you're able to see, http react.dev, guys. React.dev. Okay, if I'm opening it up, this is the official website. The official website of React.js, guys. This is the official website of React.js. Okay, and here it has been defined that React.js is the library for web and native user interfaces. Now, It's a very complicated wording that is there. Library, okay, web and native. So web, we are able to understand what is native user interfaces. What is that? Okay, so what is the meaning of this entire video, like entire sentence itself? I'm able to understand this is the definition of React.js. This is how we define React.js. But what is the meaning of this particular sentence itself? That we need to understand first. Okay, and then we'll be trying to understand why React.js is used, why did it replace HTML, CSS, JavaScript, what competitive like advantage does React.js give us in terms of when just using plain old HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All these things we'll try to understand first, and then we'll start coding React.js as well, guys. Okay, so let's start by answering the first sentence. What is the meaning of the sentence itself? So let me open up Paint first of all for you guys. Okay, and instead of Paint, let me just paste this particular text right over here. We'll increase the size of the text so that you guys are able to see it. 48, and we'll make it a lot bigger. So this is the sentence that we are having, guys. This is the sentence that we are having, and we need to understand this, guys. We need to understand this. Okay, so let's try to do that. Okay, guys. This is not my pen. Okay. So right over here, guys, the first particular sentence that you are able to see is, let us first look at the second half of the line. Web and native. Okay, what do you understand by web and native? So web, we are able to understand that it is basically referring to websites. Okay, it is basically referring to websites itself. But what about this native? What is the meaning of this term native itself? So when I say that I'm a native of India, okay, I am from India. My native is India itself. So that is where I am originally from. Okay, where I am originally from itself. So, for example, this is a very vague definition, but your apps that are there, right? So, where is a particular app from? What is the origin of that particular app? Is that app originating from an Android phone? Is that app originating from an iOS phone? Is that app originating from a Windows computer? Is that app originating from a watch? Smart watches are there right now, right? Apple watches, boat watches, Google watches. So is it originating from there? Is that app originating from a smart TV? Is that app originating from an AR VR itself? So these are various different platforms. Please try to understand it, guys. Right now in the entire world, it is not just websites that you have to build. For example, Netflix as an application, it is not just a website right now. It has a website, it has an Android app, it has an iOS app, it has an AR, VR app, and so on and so forth. So initially in the old days, like 13 years before today itself, there used to be different teams because then the devices were pretty limited. You only had Android phones and iOS phones. You didn't have any other devices itself. So there used to be Android developers, there used to be iOS developers itself. But that entire concept got plummeted to the ground 6 feet before they dug a hole, and they now rest right over there itself. And it has been completely replaced by this concept of native mobile app development, wherein instead of having an Android team, an iOS team, AR VR team, you are having a watchOS team, you are having a Windows team, you just have React native developers. You're having React native developers. A person who knows React.js can create websites as well as any kind of applications that are there. Any kind of applications that are there. The only reason why I don't have any kind of Android development boot camps or Swift development boot camps is due to just one particular reason, that no company is actually hiring from these particular positions. There is no Android development, there is no iOS development, nothing. It has been completely replaced by React native developers. Completely replaced by React native developers. So even if you guys were interested in Android app development, in Swift development, that is iOS development, you were interested in AR, VR, for all of that as well, you still have to learn React.js. Are you guys able to understand this first point? What is the meaning of this native? What is the meaning of this native? Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. This native means the device based. Okay, that is device based itself. Where is it originating from? Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Now, another alternative to React.js, a very popular alternative within noobs. So noobs basically means somebody who doesn't know a lot of things. He's just a beginner itself. A very popular another technology that is there competing against React Native within noobs itself. Professionals don't use it. is something that you might have heard about, or maybe if you have not heard about, I am letting you guys know it is Flutter. Okay, it is Flutter. Now, most of the companies out there will never be using Flutter. Any big MNC is not using Flutter. Only very small scale startups are using Flutter. Very small scale startups, it's not even good startups. Like a startup that is very small right now will be using Flutter. Now, why shouldn't you learn Flutter? Why should you choose React Native or React JS itself? I'll give you some pointers right over here. Let's assume we want to create an app. Okay, let's assume we want to create an app itself. Creating an app is very simple from a developer's perspective. Okay, from a developer's, I'm a developer, and from my perspective, creating that app, the same app in Flutter is very easy. Okay, Flutter is very easy, guys. Very easy to create an app inside of Flutter. Inside of React or JS or React Native, it is a little bit more complicated when compared to Flutter. A little bit more complicated itself. When I'm creating that app inside of Flutter itself, the size of the app is pretty huge. The size of the app is pretty huge itself. Now, what do I mean by that, guys? For example, if I'm creating the same app in both these scenarios, the size of my Flutter app will be 300 or 350 MB megabytes. That will be the size of my app inside of Flutter. The same app, if I'm creating in React Native itself, the size of the app will be 30 MB. Anything that I'm creating in Flutter is 10 times the size of what I'm creating inside of React Native. And companies never want this. You will never want that your normal app of Netflix you are going to download and it is showing you a size of 1.6 GB. You will never want that. You want the apps to be as small as possible and like usable as well. So any big company out there do not hire Flutter developers. They prefer to build their entire applications in React Native. The third particular reason for that is that Flutter is a very recent technology when compared to React JS and React Native. React JS and React Native came way before Flutter. It got like utilized in making various different applications in almost every single company. And no company, after spending billions of dollars on research and development, wants to scrape the entire project and start a new project itself. No company wants to do that at any particular point of time. Because again, they will have to invest billions of dollars to make the new application. So they don't want to shift to a new technology when they have recently shifted right over there, guys. Okay, that is one of the major issues right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? That recently they have shifted right over there. They don't want to shift once again to a new particular technology. Now, Flutter, like I said, is very popular, but only among new noobs. Only YouTubers will be making applications because it is very simple to make that. The support in the community of professionals is very, very, very low when it comes to Flutter and very high inside of React Native because actually people who are working in companies are using React Native itself. So it's always a better like and hirings. Of course, if you want jobs, if you want internships, it's always better to go further with React JS and React Native. Okay, that is the reason why we are also focusing upon React Native and React JS. That is the reason why I wanted you guys to know about this as well, because I know many of you guys might be having this question, and I wanted to it to be very clear within you, because this session is not just about teaching you React JS, but also making you guys aware about what is going inside of the industry itself. Both the things are important for us, right? Okay, guys. The next particular thing that is there is, so we have understood this particular part. What about user interfaces? User interface is basically the place wherein the user is able to interact with your entire whatever you have built. Okay, user interface is something that the user is interacting with your application with. That is your front end. Okay, that is your front end itself. So basically, it is a very like well English, like to the like Monopoly guy English, like you are putting up like complex words. So just write front end right over there, guys. Okay, and then comes the most important word, library. What do we understand by this term library? What is the meaning behind this? Okay, why is the library right over here? What do you understand by a library? I don't know anything about programming. I don't know anything about like coding. I don't know anything about React.js. But I know the term library. In my school, in my college, I have a library. Okay, I've been to libraries as well. I'm able to understand that this is an English word, and I'm able to understand that okay, the meaning of the term library. So what do we understand about library, guys? You go into a library, what do you find? You find books. Books on various different topics. Each book will give you some information about doing one particular task properly. Okay. Each book will give you that knowledge to do one particular domain topic properly itself, guys. In a similar manner, think about React.js as a library. But instead of books, you are having some modules that you can use to do a particular task. Please try to understand it. Building the front end of a website itself, guys, has various different components to it. It is not straightforward as it seems. It has various different components, and with time, as the technology evolved, more optimizations, more things came into picture itself. So React.js provides us with some tools, with some uh, books itself, that you can just take it from the library and then use it to do a particular task related to that particular domain topic itself. For example, I want to show a website to my user. This is what I want to do. I want to show a website to my user itself. So there will be a book on that. I can go into the React library. I can pick up that particular module, pick up that particular book. I can see, okay, how to use this particular module itself, how to use this particular book to show something to my user. And then using the knowledge that I've gained in the book, using that particular book itself, I will show that website to my user itself, guys. It is like a library full of packages. It is like a library full of modules and packages, and every book will have sub chapters as well. Every book will have some sub chapters as well. Each chapter will help you do something specific related to that particular topic itself. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Each book will have sub chapters as well. The book is all part of a particular domain. Each chapter will help you do a particular task itself from that particular domain, guys. And that is how we term this as a library. Okay, now this entire concept of library, when we'll start using React.js in the further classes, you guys will be able to see it practically, and you will be able to understand this term library as well. Right now, I'm just giving you a basic intuition about it, so that you guys, when you are practicing React.js, you keep that in mind and you are able to think according to that itself, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Difference between React.js and React Native. Very good. So React.js is used to build websites. Okay. React.js is used to build websites itself, whereas React Native is used to build your Android apps, your iOS apps, your WebOS apps, your TV apps, your WatchOS apps, your AR/VR apps, whatever you want to build right over there. That is for native development itself, guys. Now, the problem right over here is that you should not directly start with React Native. You should not directly start with React Native. The best practice is to learn React.js properly. Okay, the best practice is to learn React.js properly, and once you are done with React.js, itself, then it takes less than 5 days to learn React Native. It takes less than 5, if you know React.js properly, it takes less than 5 days to learn React Native. So that is the correct approach of going further with React Native as well, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Govinda, there is no project to be submitted. I have made it very clear. Okay, there is no project to be submitted, Govinda. Okay. Just Govinda, there is no project to be submitted. Just watch the first 2 minutes of the project video itself. That is there of Hotstar. You will be able to understand it. Okay, Govinda, I hope that clears your question. If somebody asks me what is the full form of React.js, there is no full form of React.js. It is React and then JavaScript. Okay. Okay. So that is also done right over there. Now let us try to understand what are the features that React.js is able to offer us that makes it stand apart from HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That why does almost 80% of the entire, I think 78% of the entire internet is built in React.js? Why is that the case? Why is that the case, guys? That almost 78% of the entire internet, of the entire website that you guys are using is built in React.js. Your Instagram is built in React.js. Your medium.com is built in React.js. Most of the websites that you're using, LinkedIn is built in React.js. So many different websites are built in React.js. But why is that the case, guys? Why are not people just directly using HTML, CSS, JavaScript? Let us try to understand that as well, guys. Let us take an example. Let us go to Airbnb, guys. How many of you guys know about Airbnb? Could you guys let me know? How many of you guys know about Airbnb? Please let me know, guys. How many of you guys know about Airbnb, guys? Okay, so Airbnb is one of the biggest startups in the entire world that promotes the bread and breakfast concept, that you have a house, you want to like rent it out according to days, like a hotel itself. You can actually do that. People can book your house, you can go there per night basis, you can host them, and then they can leave the next day itself. So that is one of the biggest things that are like one of the best things that are there inside of the entire world right now. I feel so, because such type of things haven't been available anywhere. Like, it is one of the biggest startups in the entire world. So as you're able to see, some of these houses are pretty costly and pretty amazing as well. So yeah, when you look at this, what you are able to see, are you able to see, like, can you draw some cards right over here that are repeating again and again? Some of the components that are repeating again and again inside of this website. Can you draw a box that is repeating again and again, but the only thing that is getting changed is just their like text itself. The video, the images are getting changed, the text is getting changed, that's it. But the website, inside of the website, most of the components look the exact same itself. Let us take us a screenshot and let's try to explore this concept a little bit more. Let's take up a snipping tool. Let me create a new snippet right over here, guys, of the entire website. So this snippet should be available right here. Let me make this bigger. So this is the website that we are able to see currently. I'm able to create a box right over here, and as you're able to see, this card, this box is getting like replaced every single time. This is just getting copy pasted every single time itself. And the only thing that is changing is that the images are changing. The only thing that is changing is the text is changing, how many kilometers away it is changing, when it is available is changing, and the rate is changing. So the data is basically changing, guys. The data is basically changing, but the cards are remaining constant itself, guys. Now, if you're creating this exact same website using the traditional methods of using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then what will happen is that you will have to write the code. So this, to create this card, you will have to write some HTML code, right? You will have to write some HTML code. You will have to write some CSS code. You will have to write some JavaScript code itself to make this card available on your screen. Now, for every single card that you want to create, you will have to copy paste this code again and again and again. For every single card that you want to create, you will have to copy paste this code again and again and again. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. If you were just creating this same website using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you have to write the code HTML, CSS, and JavaScript once, and then you have to copy the same code again and again and again to create new cards. And that is a very, very, very big waste of time, right? A very big, not just a waste of time, but also waste of resources. Your file will become very big. You don't want to have that. So what did React.js say? React.js said that this is impractical. This is something that is bullshit. Let's do one thing. Let's packet this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code together. Instead of putting HTML code inside of its HTML file itself, putting the CSS code inside of the CSS file, JavaScript code inside of the JavaScript file, and copy pasting it again and again, let's do one thing. You want to create this card, right? Think about it as a miniature website. That is what React.js said. That this card that you want to create, think about it as its miniature website itself. And this miniature website will have its very own HTML, very own CSS, very own JavaScript, and I will call this bundle of HTML, CSS, JavaScript as a component. I'll call this bundle of HTML, CSS, JavaScript as a component itself. Now, if I want to reuse this component, if I want to create another card, instead of writing this HTML, CSS, JavaScript code again and again, I'll just call this component. I'll just use the name of this component to create the card. So I don't have to write the same HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code again and again. Just like a function, guys, just like a function, you put the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code inside of a component, and then you call that component again and again and again to recreate that entire thing. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? How does the component? Think about it as a function, guys. Think about it as a function. That is all that I'm saying. Just like a function, you put a bundle of code inside of it, you name it as a component, and then you reuse that component every single time that you want to create a new card. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Is there any issues or any problems inside of this? Please let me know, guys. Is there any issues or any problems understanding this, guys? Please let me know. I hope so not, because I'm not able to see your chat actually. Let me restart the live chat. I don't know what happened, but I was not able to see your chat. Okay, great, guys. Now what we're going to do is, that is one of the first utilizations of React.js. This concept of components was a groundbreaking concept itself, guys. It did not exist before the invention of React.js. The second particular thing, the one of the most important reasons why React.js is there is we need to travel back in time almost 10-15 years ago. Okay, we have to travel back in time almost 10 years ago, guys. Did you ever use in Facebook or Instagram 10 years ago? Do you guys remember it? Every single time you wanted to see a notification or you wanted to see a message, you would have to refresh or reload your entire website. Okay, you have to refresh or reload your entire website to see if you are able to get any messages or any notifications. Do you guys remember that? Please let me know. Do you guys remember that, guys? Please let me know. 10 years ago, when you had to see a notification or a particular message, it did not appear as a notification when you are using the website. You had to refresh or reload the entire website itself to get that notification. So that is the time when there was no React.js, guys. There was no React.js. Companies used to build most of their websites using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So the problem that these guys were facing was that, okay, when I'm going to my website and I'm trying to refresh the page, only then I'm getting any kind of updates. But right now, if I go to my LinkedIn page, let's assume if I go to my LinkedIn page itself, I'm able to see how many notifications are there. I'm able to see how many connection requests are there. I'm directly able to see that, guys. I don't have to think about anything. It directly showcases any new notifications that are there. And this is also one of the concepts of your React.js that came into existence using. So this was getting implemented using the concept called as virtual DOM. Okay, virtual DOM. Do you guys remember DOM? Okay, so I've not taught you guys DOM, right? Okay, I'll teach you guys DOM in a very new factor itself. You don't have to worry about it. I'll teach you guys in a very good way itself. Anyway, if anyone wants to connect with me on LinkedIn, they can surely do that. I will provide you guys with my LinkedIn ID as well. Do connect with me. It will be great to talk to you guys. And if you guys have any questions or queries, you guys can always reach out to me on LinkedIn itself, guys. Okay. So we'll talk about this document object model, guys. Think about it, guys. Think about your entire website as a lot of different HTML things itself, right? Your entire website is made up of HTML. That is the structure of your website itself, guys. So there is a rib, there is a skeleton, there is a vertebrae, there is a collarbone. Multiple different things are there on your website itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Multiple different things are present on your website at any particular point of time, guys. So we need to understand something that, okay, we can create this as in a hierarchical structure. Okay, there's a hierarchical structure that can be created of these different bones that are there. For example, the skull will be at the top particular level because it is at the top of our body. Then you will have the vertebrae down below or the jaw below that. Then you will be having your chest, like ribs and everything. Then you will be having your hand bones. So there is a hierarchical structure to that. Something at the top, then in the middle, then at the bottom, and so on and so forth. Similarly, inside of websites as well, the same thing used to happen. Now, what used to happen was the website. Okay, where is this data coming in from? If I'm going with my own website, where is all this data coming in from? It is coming in from the backend itself, right? It is coming in from the backend itself. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. Am I right or wrong, guys? It is coming from the backend itself, right? So what is happening is the front end needs to talk to the backend. Now it is only able to talk in the original days when you were creating a website using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It was only able to talk with the backend when you refresh the page. When you refresh the page, the entire website could at once ask that, okay, dude, is there any kind of new things that I need to show this fellow? He is refreshing me. Only then I will be able to show it. There is nothing else that I can do about it. What React.js said was, nah, this is a very shitty idea. We'll consider every single bone of our body. We'll consider every single bone of our body as an individual website. Every single component as an individual website itself. It's a new website. And every individual component can directly talk to the backend. You don't need to refresh the page. You don't need to refresh the page. Every component can directly talk to the backend itself, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. So, for example, if I go back to home and I start going down below, as you're able to see, it refreshes the page. It refreshes the page, guys. Every time the posts are getting over, it refreshes the page right over there to load more posts. To see new posts, I don't have to refresh the entire page, guys. To see new post, I don't have to refresh the entire page, guys. I just scroll down below. Automatically, it is able to understand that, okay, the number of posts are over. He needs to see more posts. And the website and this particular component, the component that is there in the middle itself, guys, where the posts, all the posts are, is directly able to talk to the backend that, dude, the posts are over. Send me some new posts to show him. I don't have to refresh the entire page to do that. The same thing happens on Instagram as well. Many of you guys must be using Instagram, right? Let me open up the Instagram account. Let me go back. Okay, I cannot open my profile, but okay, so this is my profile. Let me like my own video. Okay, my own picture. Okay, self promotion. So whenever I scroll down below, guys, whenever the post gets over, it will reload more posts for me. It will reload more posts for me. As you're able to see, it is reloading more posts for me, and I'm able to see more posts once it reloads that. So how is it able to know that? Basically, what happens is whenever you are scrolling down below, this particular part of the entire website is an individual component of its own, and this individual component acts like a website. It acts like a individual website that is able to directly talk to the backend. And whenever it is able to figure out that, okay, some shit has happened, it just asks the backend, is there any updates? And it is able to show you that. Now, the concept behind this is called as something called as virtual DOM. Okay, it's called as a virtual DOM. So there is something called as a real DOM. There's something called as a virtual DOM, guys. Both these concepts are something that you guys need to understand to continue further, guys. So let us open up Paint and let me try to make you guys understand this concept. This is going to be a little bit tricky, guys, because up till now we haven't talked about HTML, but nevertheless, let's try to understand this in as simple manner as possible. Think about it in such a way, guys, that this is your human body. Okay, think about it as this way. This is your human body. I'm very shit at drawing, guys, so I'm just drawing ribs. This is ribs. Okay, and these are your hands right over here with your shoulder bones and everything. So that is your body, guys. That is your body. Now, what happens is that and we'll create a software-based avatar of you. A software-based avatar of you, guys. Avatar. Okay. So this is the real you, real physical you itself, and this is the virtual you. Maybe you guys are using some AR VR app that is creating an avatar right over there. So this is the virtual you. The same thing. Let me just copy paste it from right over here. This exact same thing we'll be putting up right over here. Of course, we'll put up the head as well. We'll not cut off your head right over here. Okay, it's the virtual you right over there, guys. Now, what happens is that this real you is what the website is able to showcase. Okay, this is what you are able to see. Anybody else is able to see the real you. The virtual you is just a program. It's just a program, guys, inside of React.js where they are trying to store something very similar to the real you. Now, what happens is you are having your React.js, right? You are having your React.js. React is continuously looking at the virtual you. React is continuously saying that, okay, how is your virtual you performing? Okay, how is it everything? Now, let's assume that this virtual you, because this is virtual, this is not real, it is able to directly talk with the backend. It's directly able to talk with the backend, guys. And let's assume that somehow, while talking to the backend, it figured out that you need a shirt. Okay, while talking to the backend, it figured out that you needed a shirt, guys. So let me put up a shirt for you guys right over here. So this is the shirt that you are currently wearing. Okay, this is the shirt that you are currently wearing right over here. Okay, put up the shirt color as well. So this is shirt that you are currently wearing right now inside of the virtual. Okay, the virtual DOM. It talked to the backend. It was able to figure out that a new notification has come up, and it is able to put that notification inside of the virtual thing. This is not something that you are able to see. This is inside. This is all programming. This is inside of React.js itself. Now, React.js is comparing. It will compare every single time some shit happens. It will compare the real you and the virtual you. We'll start comparing that, okay, the head looks the exact same, we don't have to change anything. Okay, the arms looks the exact same, we don't have to change anything. The body, okay, so there's something changed about the body. There's something changed about the body. The real you is just skeleton, it's just ribs. The virtual you is wearing a t-shirt. The virtual you is wearing a t-shirt. So some update needs to happen right over here. Some update needs to happen. So instead of refreshing the entire body, instead of refreshing the entire website itself, it will just refresh this particular part of your body. Just refresh this particular part of your body, and whatever was present inside of the virtual you will also get it. Think about it in such a way that you are playing a game like GTA 6 or GTA Vice City, and you are killing a person and you're getting some money out of him, and that money comes to you as well directly. That money comes to you in physical sense as well. So whatever you're doing in the game, that gets to you in the physical way as well, guys. That is the concept of virtual DOM. An exact clone, a program-based clone of your real self. And that program is talking to the backend. It is able to do the updates on itself. Whenever some updates happen, React.js is able to see that, okay, the real you is very different. This particular part of your body is different. We need to update it. We need to update it. And instead of refreshing the entire website itself to show those changes to you, they just refresh this particular part of your body and get you a new shirt. Get you a new shirt, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know, guys. Guys, this is the most easiest way that I can explain it to you. Okay, this concept is actually very complex if I use the practical like knowledge and everything. But yeah, this concept is something that you need to understand, that why React.js is used by so many different companies. Okay, what is the advantage of using that? So one of the biggest advantage, what you need to remember out of this is that instead of refreshing the entire website to see new updates on your website, you don't have to do that. You continuously use your website, and whatever updates that are there, that will be directly shown to you. That will be directly shown to you itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So I'll stop sharing my screen, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Any doubts in this, guys? Any doubts? Both front end and back end developments are used combinedly, of course. Like, how will a website exist? How will a restaurant exist? Do you think about it? If there is just like the front end of the restaurant, there's no back end, or there's just the back end of the restaurant, there's no front end. Where will the customers sit? Right? You need both to exist like at the same particular point of time, guys. You need both to exist at the same particular point of time. It's a very important concept right over there, guys, that I want to make sure that you guys are able to understand. Okay, this is the most important utilization of React.js as well, guys. So what we'll be doing right now is that we'll be starting to code React.js practically. Okay, we'll be starting to code React.js practically, guys, and I will be explaining you guys some of the other stuff that I want you guys to understand. Okay, like JSX, like Babel. These are also some of the basic stuff that I want you guys to understand properly. So, do you guys want to code it today, or do you guys want to code it tomorrow? Please let me know. You want to code it today, guys, or do you want to code it tomorrow? Please let me know, guys. Whatever you guys feel like doing, like I'm always fine with it. We are actually way ahead schedule, so I'm totally fine. Whatever you guys want to do, we will do it according to that. Okay. So because most of you guys are saying today, so let's start with today. At least let's do a hello world inside of React.js today. Let's do that at least. A hello world in React.js, guys. Okay, before we are able to do that, I'll be taking up your very first attendance right now, guys. I'll be taking up your very first attendance right now. Once you're able to fill up your attendance, then in the next 5 minutes, we'll be starting off with our React.js Hello World, guys. We're starting out with our React.js Hello World. So the attendance link is right now in the description of the video. Sorry, in the like live chat itself, as you are able to see right over here. That is the first attendance. There are 2 attendances in today's class. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:59. Okay, the attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:59. I will not be providing you guys with the attendance after 1 minute. I will be providing the attendance only for 1 minute itself, guys. The attendance link is in the live chat, guys. The attendance link is in the live chat. Okay, the attendance link is in the live chat, guys. So please start doing it right over there. The attendance link is in the live chat, guys. I will be providing the attendance link for 1 minute. After that, I will not be providing the attendance link anymore. Okay. After that, I will not be providing the attendance link anymore, guys. Okay. Attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:59, guys. And then we'll continue with the class. The class is not over. There are two attendances in today's class. I'm pretty sure you guys know about it. Okay. Then we are going to do the hello world in React.js, guys. Then we are going to do the hello world in React.js, guys. So I've provided you guys with the attendance link. Please do complete it, guys. Please do complete it. Vivek Nayak, whatever your doubts are there, just put it up in the comment section of that video. We will help you out with that. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, random shots in this bootcamp, you are not learning JavaScript. Your main purpose is learning React.js. A little bit of JavaScript is required for that. That is what I've taught you right over there. But our main purpose is learning React.js, not JavaScript. JavaScript was a requirement. Whatever JavaScript was required, I've already taught you guys that. Whatever new things that will come up while doing React.js, I will teach you guys right over there as well. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Okay, guys. So, like I said, guys, please fill your attendance. The last 3 minutes are there. Okay, the last 3 minutes are there, guys. Please fill your attendance. And of course, if you guys want to connect with me on LinkedIn, I've already provided you guys with my LinkedIn ID. You guys can definitely connect with me on LinkedIn as well. I've already pinned it up inside of the chat section. You guys can follow me on LinkedIn, guys. I've already provided you guys with that because I've got my 30,000 request right over there, so I cannot go above that. But nevertheless, if you guys want, you guys can follow me on LinkedIn as well. Okay. Yes, we will be learning NPM inside of this particular bootcamp as well. You don't have to worry about it. Or in next bootcamp, depending upon what is happening right over there. Okay. For those who are not doing the attendance, once again I've provided. I will not be providing it again and again, guys. I've once provided it. I will not be providing it again and again, guys. Okay. So please complete your attendance, guys, so that we are able to start with our class. Please complete your attendance, guys, so that we are able to start with our class, guys. Last 2 minutes of the attendance, guys. Then we'll start with our class. Okay. Okay, guys. So right now, what we're going to do is we are going to create, okay, a hello world program inside of React.js. A hello world program inside of React.js, guys. It will be a very simple program, very straightforward as well. You don't have to worry about it. There's nothing complicated that I teach, right? So make sure that you guys are staying tuned and you guys are able to understand that as well. I will be teaching you guys properly. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, we'll be continuing with the class, guys. There'll be 2 attendances in today's class. Okay, there'll be 2 attendances in today's class, guys. Okay. Okay, guys, just 1 more minute, guys. Let's wait for the other students to join us. Just 1 more minute, and then we'll start with our class. Just 1 more minute, guys, and then we'll start with our class, guys. Okay, just 1 more minute, guys, then we'll start with our class. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so the timing for the attendance has closed, guys. The timing of the attendance has been closed. And the attendance link has been closed as well. 5 minutes are over. Let's study the next particular topic, guys. Let's study the next particular topic. Okay. So the next particular topic that is there is creating the Hello World application. For that, we are going to use an online coding platform, guys. Please try to understand why we are not using VS Code, because not everybody has a computer in this bootcamp, right? Please try to understand this. Not everybody has a computer in this particular bootcamp. So we are going to use VS Code on the internet. Okay, we are going to use VS Code on the internet itself. Instead of you coding it inside of your computer, you are using a server. You're using a server where your code is running, and you are using an interface that is on your website that is very similar to VS Code, guys. Okay, that is what we are going to use. Please try to understand, not everybody has a computer. We need to make sure that everybody, no matter who is coming into this particular bootcamp, is able to practice everything, even if he has a mobile phone as well. Only then people will be able to use it, right? So for that purpose, guys, we are going to use something called as Code Sandbox. Okay, so we'll just go to Google and we'll search for Code Sandbox. Okay, we'll search for Code Sandbox, guys. The first particular link that you are able to see, you can click on that. Once you're able to see Code Sandbox, you can log into the platform. Even I am using the free tier. I've been using the free tier for 15, like almost 3 years up till now. So you never have to upgrade it. You can still use the free tier itself. Once you have logged in into the platform using GitHub or Google, whatever the case is, just click on this plus button on the top, guys. That is the create button. Just click on that. Once you click it, you are having a lot of different templates that are there. We are going to use the React.js template. We're going to use the React template itself. So it will give us an online coding space where React.js and everything is already inbuilt for us, guys. Already it has been placed for us, and we can directly start coding right over here, guys. You can start coding right over here itself, guys. So what you can do is, as you're able to see on the left hand side, you're having the files that are there in the middle. So all the files that are present inside of the sandbox. In the middle, you are having your code where you're going to write your code itself. Okay. And on the right hand side, you're having the website. So it is automatically immediately deployed for you as well. So whatever website that you will be creating in this particular bootcamp will be automatically hosted for you. You can share that website link with anybody in the world, and they will also be able to see what website you have built. So you don't have to worry about that as well, guys. So we'll open this particular website up in a new tab itself. For that, you can just click on this particular open in new window button, guys. You can just click on this open in new window button. So that will open up the website in a new tab. Okay, once you're able to do that, you can just close this. We don't require it. The next thing that we have to do is we have to clear some of the things out. We don't require this app.js file itself, so we'll just delete this. Just click on this delete button itself right over here on the right hand side. Delete the app.js. Instead of index.js, we'll remove everything. We'll delete everything instead of index.js, guys. We don't want anything inside of the file of index.js because we want to write everything from the scratch. We want to learn from the basics itself. Next, we'll drag and drop the CSS. So right now you're having two files, the public and the src file itself. We'll drag and drop the styles.css from the src folder and shift it up inside of the public folder. So inside of your public folder, now you are having your index.html and styles.css. And inside of the src folder, you are having an index.js file. That is it. Okay, and we are going to write all our code inside of index.js itself. So you can close this particular files option right over here. We have already done that. Now again, you don't have to code it right now. You don't have to like, sir, I forgot what you did. You don't have to do that, because this is a video that is available with you guys with lifetime access. So whenever you will be coding in the future, you can come back to this video, you can see whatever changes I've done right over here, and you can redo that. So there's no time wastage that needs to be happening right over here. So to close this, you just click on the explore button itself, this file like button. We'll close the file system, and we'll close this particular browser as well. We don't require it. The only thing that we want to see is the index.js, guys. The first thing that we have to do is we have to tell that we need, so this is just a JavaScript file, guys. This is just a normal JavaScript file. What we're required to tell JavaScript is that we need React.js, guys. We need React.js. Right now, JavaScript does not know where is React.js or how can we use React.js itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Okay, somebody is asking, is React.js like a programming language? Dude, like I just explained the entire shit right over there. What is React.js? You're still asking the same question after the entire Mahabharat has ended. You are asking what is React.js, and then I can't help you guys out with that, right? So inside of this, we need to tell JavaScript that, dude, we require a library called as React.js that we are going to use it right over here, itself. So first, we are going to require the React.js library. We'll require the React.js library. We'll be creating a var React is equals to require React. Okay, var React is equals to require React itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. What I've written right over here is that I'm telling JavaScript that JavaScript, whatever code that we're going to write, you alone can't do it. Okay, we need some help. We need some ammunition itself. And for that, you require the React.js library, the knowledge that this library contains. We require that. Only then we can do something about this JavaScript. We are telling JavaScript this, guys. So right over here, guys, we are requiring React.js. Now the problem with this is What if, so how many of you guys know pi? What is the value of pi, guys? Can somebody let me know? What is the value of pi? Can somebody let me know? What is the value of pi, guys? Can somebody let me know? What is the value of pi, guys? Okay, 3.14. If people are saying 3.14 is the value of pi. What if I write pi is equals to 5.14? Is it possible? Pi is equals to 5.14, guys. Can the value of the pi be 5.14? Please let me know. Can the value of pi be 5.14, guys? You are saying no. Many of you guys are saying no, that no, the value of pi can never be 5.14. But if I'm declaring it as a variable inside of JavaScript, var pi is equals to 5.14, what is the problem with this? I can do it, right? I can do this inside of JavaScript. What is the problem with this? The problem is that pi is a constant. No matter where you are using it, the value should always be constant. It should always be 3.14. I shouldn't be able to modify that value. I shouldn't be able to change that value. It should always remain a constant. Now, the problem with variable is that it's a variable. I can change it, I can modify it, I can do pi is equals to 3.14, and then in the next line I can write pi is equals to pi plus 2. I can do this. This is completely legal right over there. It's completely legal, but this shouldn't be the case. I shouldn't be able to modify the value of pi. I shouldn't be able to change the value of pi itself. For that, we cannot declare it as a variable. We have to declare it as what it is. That is a constant. Okay, are you guys able to understand it? We cannot declare it as a variable, guys. We need to declare it as a constant itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Instead of using variable, we are going to use const. Okay, that means constant pi is equal to 3.14. Once you write this, the value of pi is now fixed at 3.14. You cannot update it, you cannot change it, you cannot modify it, you can't do anything. It will always remain constant as 3.14 itself. The same thing is happening with React. React, the library that we are creating, the variable that we have created right over here that stores the entire library of React. You don't want the developer to change it. You don't want the developer to modify it. You just want him to use it. You just want it to use it itself. So due to that reasons of declaring it as a variable, we are going to declare it as a const itself, guys. We are going to declare it as a const. So this virtual DOM property is handled by another part of React.js called as a React DOM. Okay, so there's one more library that is there that is called as React DOM, that is the brother and sister of React itself, that basically handles this concept of virtual DOM and real DOM for us. So const React DOM is equals to require React DOM. Okay, so this will keep the DOM as capital. Usually that is how we write it. Okay, so we have again created a new constant, guys, that is called as React DOM, that keeps another library of ours, that is React DOM inside of it. That is basically the library of React that controls the entire virtual DOM and all these kind of properties for us. Now that we are able to do this, the next thing that we want to do is we need to render. So what do you mean by something called as render? If I'm telling you that I want to render something to my screen, what do you understand by this term render in normal English, guys? Normal English. I don't know computer, I don't know video, I don't know gaming, I don't know anything. Normal English, what do you understand by render, guys? What do you understand by render? To show something, to output something, to like load something up, right? To load something up itself, to show something, to display something. This is called as rendering, guys. This is called as rendering. Right now, I want to render hello world to my screen. Right now, I want to render hello world to my screen, guys. Please try to understand this, guys. React.js is not a programming language. Please do not think that okay, React.js is a programming language. You're writing the program in JavaScript, guys. That is the programming language for you. JavaScript is the programming language. React.js is just a library that you're using inside of JavaScript to build your websites, itself. Okay, please, React.js is not a language. Your language is still JavaScript. You're using something else right over here, guys. That is React.js. That is a library, guys. So we are going to use the React DOM. Okay, React DOM dot render property. Okay, React DOM dot render property itself. and we are going to provide it with two things: what to render, where to render. Okay, so it takes up two properties, guys. What do you want to show up to your screen, and where do you want to show it to your screen itself, guys? These are the two things that it is asking from you. What do you want to show? Where do you want to show? These are the only two things it is asking from you, guys. Okay, so what do we want to render? We want to render hello world, guys. Okay, so we'll put up an HTML code right over here. Okay, the h1 tag, opening tag, and the closing tag. Basically, the h1 tag, if you put anything inside of an h1 tag, it will make that tag big and bold. It will make that text on your website appear big and bold, guys. Okay, big and bold. Now, whatever is coming up inside of HTML, I will be explaining you guys along the way itself. Right over here, whatever text you will put up inside of this h1 tag, guys, the opening h1 tag and the closing h1 tag, it will make that text appear as a heading. It's like in a newspaper, right? In a newspaper, you are having a heading right over there that is big and bold. Right? Similar to that, it will make the text big and bold on your website as well, guys. Okay, so right over here we'll put up hello world. Okay, now the next little thing that is there is where to render. Okay, next little thing that we are having is where to render. Where do you want this h1 tag, this hello world, to show up on your screen itself, guys? So we go back inside of our public folder inside of index.html. There's so many different tags right over here. This is our index file, guys. There are so many different tags right over here. I want my thing to appear inside of this div tag. Inside of this div tag, guys. Please try to understand this. Whatever concept of HTML will be coming up, I'll be explaining you guys along the way itself. You don't need to understand HTML on a lot of depth for now, but I will still be explaining it to you guys. Think about a div tag as something of a container, like a tiffin box. Okay, like a tiffin box itself. For example, when you go from your school when you go from your house to school itself, you carry your lunch box or a tiffin box, right? It contains the roti, the sabji, and your bread and your curries inside of the tiffin box, and that is how you are able to carry it from one place to other. Similar to that, this div tag as well is just a container tag. It can contain anything inside of it. It's just an empty box that can contain anything inside of it itself, guys. Okay, and this idea of root, just like every single student inside of a school, just like every single student inside of a school has an ID or a roll number that uniquely identifies that student inside of the entire school. Okay, every student in the school has an ID or a roll number itself that uniquely identifies that kid inside of the entire school. Similar to that, right over here as well, the ID, that is root, uniquely identifies this particular div tag. There can be thousands of div tags on this file. There can be thousands of div tags inside of this file, guys. But this ID root will uniquely identify this particular div tag from the entire HTML code. From the entire HTML code itself, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know, guys. Good. So now this HTML file is called as a document. Okay, instead of JavaScript, we call this HTML, the entire index.html file that is there, we call it as a document itself. So we need to tell, okay, so where do we want to render it? We want to render it inside of that particular element that has an ID of root. We want to render it inside of the document that is index.html, inside of that particular element that has an ID of root itself. And that is what we're going to write inside of JavaScript. That from document basically means your index.html file. From your document, get the element by its ID. Get the element by its ID, where the ID of that element should be root. That is the ID inside of which I want to showcase my h1 tag. That is the ID that I want to showcase inside of my h1 tag itself, guys. The inside of which I want to showcase my h1 tag. Are you guys able to understand it? What do I want to render? The h1 tag. Where do I want to render? Inside of the element, inside of the index.html file that has an ID of root itself, guys. So if I go back to my website, right now and reload my page, as we're able to see, hello world is coming up on our screen, guys. We're able to see hello world is coming up on our screen. And this hello world is getting rendered by using React.js. Not by using anything else. It is not just normal HTML. It is getting rendered using React.js, guys. So this is a very simple hello world application inside of React.js. Now, the question is that this is a JavaScript file, right? This is a question that I'll be answering tomorrow. Okay, this is a question that I'll be answering tomorrow, guys. You don't have to worry about it. This is a question I'm just leaving you guys off with so that you guys are able to think about it throughout the entire night. And tomorrow I'll give you guys the answer for that. Now, this is a JavaScript particular file itself, a JavaScript file. But by the JavaScript file, are we able to put HTML code inside of it? This is an HTML code, guys. Everything else is a JavaScript code. This is an HTML code. How are we able to put HTML code instead of the JavaScript file, guys? It shouldn't be possible. We should just be able to write JavaScript code. It's not JavaScript code right over here. What is happening? Why is this allowed? Okay, what are the changes that are happening right over here? This shouldn't be allowed according to our knowledge, but it is happening. So all this I'll be explaining in tomorrow's class, guys. It's a very important interview question actually, because in most of the interviews, if you are learning React.js, you will be asked this particular question that why are you able to put HTML code right over here? Why is HTML code able to work right over here? What is the concept behind that? Not just why, what is the concept behind that as well, guys? So all this we will be answering in our tomorrow's class, guys, and we'll be continuing to learn about components, how to create components itself. We'll create our very own components as well, guys. So all that we'll be doing in our tomorrow's class. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Okay, guys, one more thing. If you are not able to understand something, right, exactly what you are not able to understand, because I don't know what you are not able to. If you are writing, sir, I'm not able to understand. Do you want me to just repeat myself over the entire class? Like I can't do that. You want to just listen to me once again, you just scroll back and listen to me. If you're letting me know that I am not able to understand this particular concept, this is my doubt exactly, then I can look at that question and answer that as well. Okay, otherwise I can't, right? So please, when you're asking your doubts, give me the exact doubt that you are having so that we are able to understand that properly itself. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Explain the line 2 again. Okay, so the line 2 right over here, guys, is another library of React that is called as the React DOM library. As the name suggests, this library basically handles the entire concept that we learned just right now about real DOM, virtual DOM, monitoring the virtual DOM for any changes, any kind of changes happening into the virtual DOM, making those changes on the real DOM, and that is what is able to show up on our website. Whatever concept that we talked about, the practical implementation of that happens inside of React DOM itself. It happens inside of React DOM itself, guys. Explain the line 3 again. There is no line 3. Line 3 is empty. And if you just want me to repeat what is there in line 3, please scroll back the video and just listen to it once again. I'm not going to repeat it. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, why are there underline coming in? So the underline is basically coming in because it is basically saying that you have not used it. Okay, React is declared, but its value is never read. But the reason for that we will be understanding tomorrow. So it is linked with why are we able to write HTML code right over here. So basically it is saying why are you not using it. So it's just irrelevant right over there, guys. Okay, so line you can completely forget. Okay, show the line 4 completely. No issues in that. I'll make my screen a little bit shorter. You should be able to see the line 4 completely itself right now. The end part. So that is React DOM.render and then the end part right over there. Okay. Why do we use const? Again, that has already been explained because we don't want anybody to change React. So I already explained that again. If you just want, listen to me carefully, guys. These are something that I've already explained right over there, right? Can the constant name be anything? Yes, it can be anything. You can name this as Shaurya as well. You can name this as Shaurya as well. Anything. You can name this as Shaurya. You can name this as Pew. Okay. Then just make sure that you are using Shaurya right over here as well. Okay. So that is the new name of the constant. So that will be Shaurya.render hello world. So you can do that at any point of time. Dot render is a attribute of, so this entire property of being able to put h1 tag inside of our code itself. So the h1 tag, what do we want to put and where do we want to put it up? Okay, that is basically manipulating the DOM tree. This document.getElement by id root is basically how you are manipulating the DOM itself, the real DOM you're trying to manipulate it from right over there. So that is a property of React DOM. Okay, that is a property that is using React DOM itself. So React DOM has a particular property called as render that is basically able to render, that is able to show a particular thing at some particular point of time inside of your website itself. Render basically means to show something, to display something itself, guys. Okay. This difference between React and React DOM, that will be able to understand tomorrow. So right now, That is the question that I've left you guys with. That why are we not able to why are we able to write HTML code instead of JavaScript? So that is an answer that we'll be learning about tomorrow itself. Okay. Okay. We don't put an ID. Okay, if you don't put an ID, how are you going to select that div tag itself? You need to select, you need to provide both the things. What do you want to render and where do you want to render it? Both the things you need to provide it. Only then it will work out properly itself. How to run the code? It will automatically run it for you. You don't have to do anything. Okay. Can we import React and React DOM? That will be understanding later on, that why are we using require? Why not import? So that too you will be able to understand after tomorrow's class itself only. Be slow, be, see guys, step by step. Don't try to take up a huge step itself. Not everybody knows all these things, right? We are taking small steps, increasing our knowledge and going further. So till yesterday we knew JavaScript. Today we have started learning React JS. Tomorrow we are going to learn about new things like Babel, JSX, and all these kind of topics. We'll be creating our own components, custom components itself. How to add styling to that slowly and steady, small baby steps itself, guys. Do not rush very fast. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is today, whatever we have practiced in our today's class, guys, this small thing itself, I want you guys to create your own code sandbox and do this. Can you guys do that? Please let me know. Can you guys do that? Please let me know, guys. Whatever we have coded, these 3 lines of code, I want you guys as an assignment, I want you guys to code these 3 lines of code yourself inside of code sandbox. Can you guys do that for me? Okay. See, because the more that you are able to practice, the better you will get with time, guys. The better you will get with time. So I want you guys to practice a little bit more, guys. I want you guys to practice a little bit more. That is the reason why I'm saying that whatever you have learned in today's class, I want you guys to practice it a little bit more, guys. Will that be fine? A small assignment, guys. Good. This video is available to you guys with lifetime access. You can come back to this video wherever you are having any doubts. You can rewatch the video as well, guys. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. You don't have to worry about it, guys. Nothing else. So I've already given you guys the first attendance of today's class. I've already provided you guys with my LinkedIn ID as well. If you guys want to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can surely connect with me right over there. And one more surprise for you guys. There is no second attendance in today's class. I've already taken up one attendance. So tomorrow again, I will try to take up 2 attendance right over there. There's no second attendance in today's class. It's something that I do to make sure that those who are joining the slate, they don't get the attendance link itself. They miss out on the attendance link some days. Okay. And we'll see what goes on at a later point of time as well. So there is no second attendance in today's class, guys. The attendance has already been taken up. Okay. So we want to make sure that those students who are not coming to classes regularly, they don't get their certificates. We only want students who are actually interested in class, who are here to learn. They're the only ones who are able to get the certificate itself. So those who are coming up late, thank you so much for being late, guys. This is your final warning. Come to class tomorrow on time itself. Otherwise, you will not get your certificates. Okay. And nevertheless, guys, if you want to connect with me, if you want to like talk to me as well, you guys can approach me on LinkedIn. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out with the same, guys. Okay. I provided you guys with my LinkedIn ID. I've already pinned it up in the comment in the live chat as well. It will be great to comment with you guys. If you still don't have a LinkedIn account, please guys, you are going into coding, you are going into IT, create your own LinkedIn account as well. A LinkedIn account, maintaining it from an internship perspective, from a placement perspective is very important right over there. Most of your opportunities will come through LinkedIn itself, guys. So please make sure that you are, if you are not having a LinkedIn, make sure that you are able to create a LinkedIn account as well, guys. So thank you so much, guys, and we will continue from right over there. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye. If you want to connect with me, I've already provided the LinkedIn ID. You guys can connect with me. I've already pinned up in the live chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.